Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about how a $20 card suddenly becomes one of the hottest inserts in the baseball card collecting hobby. Right here we're looking at the 1997 Fleer Ultra Thunderclap Ken Griffey Jr. This is card number 8. Just a few years ago you could snag this card all day long for $20 to $30. All right, so as we scroll along here, I'm into this looks like September of 2021. Here's one that sold for $26, September 25th. I can't really click on that to see the detail of it, but it looks like in fairly nice condition. Here's one in near mint condition that sold for $20. I mean, this one looks pretty nice here. I can't zoom in on it, but yeah, they have 5-year-old sales here. This is from December 23rd, 2021. So, I mean, this is not, 10 to 15 years ago. This was post peak or right at the peak. Here's another one that sold for $19.50. I mean, this is a good condition, so I can zoom in on this. You're not going to find these cards in near mint condition just because of how sensitive they are with the edges and corners and this foil, the chipping that'll happen. So that's about as good of a raw copy as you'll see, and that's sold for $30. Oops. Let me keep scrolling down here. So we can even move into 2022. And here is a PSA 7, which sold for $42 in February 6, 2022. You see the chipping and edge wear that's happening on this one that we just discussed. $26, February 2022. This is a raw copy again. Looks to be in about a 7 condition. Let's look at this one. Here's a big sale, February 2022 for $56. So same condition, 45. So you can see it's trending up from 21 to 22. Now here's one back down at $33 in March of 2022, which looks to be pretty sharp. Same type of, almost near mint condition. And then here's one that sold for $19.90 raw. Okay, so those are sales that happened in 21 and 22. Now let's look at today. So I'm going to go on eBay and just look at recent Thunderclap Griffey sales. And, the question is like, what happened here? This is just crazy how these sales for raw cards have just taken off. Here's one yesterday, June 26th, that sold raw on eBay for $365. This is in the same exact condition as those 7s that we looked at before. You see the edge wear, the chipping on the side. There's nothing different about this $365 card that sold yesterday compared to the $20 card that sold in 2022. So this card has just taken off. There's no other way to look at it. Here, let's look at one that sold for $455 via eBay auction on June 21st. Again, chipping down here on the corner, nothing special, lots of edge wear. Let's look at the back. The back's pretty clean. You can see there, again, you have chipping at the bottom. So yeah, definitely not a PSA 9. Here's a buy it now for $235 in June. So just over the last month, this card has is selling now between $300 and $400. Here's one on June 14th that sold for $399. Again, I think you're looking maybe at a 7, possibly an 8, but nothing better there. Here's a PSA 6 that sold best offer, so it sold for under $450. But yeah, this card is just, wanted to make a video on here to call out like how quickly this card is moving up. It's just become an iconic card. Here's a sale on June 10th for $547, and this is eBay auction. Just a really cool looking card. Get this on everybody's radar. And tell me what you think. Is it worth it? I know these are tough pulls in 97 Fleer Ultra. I think they were one in every 60 packs or so. So yeah, keep your eye out for these cards. If you find them at a card show for cheap, grab them. And let me know what you think in the comments if this is sustainable or if they're going to come back to earth, the prices for these cards. All right, everybody, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.